Welcome everyone to the Decod3rs channel, and today we have a new live with a new guest like Matt from the Bois University. We're gonna talk about crypto trading, content creation. It's gonna be a great live. But before that, and before we get Matt on stage, I want to recap what Decod3rs is, and it's the drill, no? We are like the first decentralized YouTube channel, and because we want to align content creators' financial incentive with their own community. So the way we do that is like for each videos that you watch on the channel, we are going to mint the thumbnail, raffle it, and if you win the raffle, you will get the ownership of the video, and we're gonna share the revenue generated from that video with you. So yeah, again, by doing that, we are basically aligning financial incentive between content creation and like the communities that make us successful, watch the video, etc., etc. If that interests you, follow us on Twitter, but also subscribe to this channel because it's gonna be mandatory for the mint collection that we're gonna drop in the couple of months. So yeah, just you know what to do. Follow us, subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to subscribe to Matt Mehta from the Bois Stock that I'm gonna welcome right now. Hello.
Hey, how we doing?
What's up, buddy?
Awesome to be on the show. This is awesome. I love what you guys are doing with the decoders and the Web3 decentralization with content creation.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that's why I wanted to have you on the show, like to talk about like your experience about content creation. And yeah, man, like if that could be interest you, like we can do a partnership between Decod3rs and what you're building, and that could be dope.
Yeah,
we got some ideas.
No, definitely. Yeah, it's all about collaborations in the Web3 space, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like again, like you are on the show because I asked you to come to the show because like we exchanged on Twitter after one of the tweets, like when you said like, yeah, like it's all about like collaboration, etc. And here we are.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm always down to collab with people. I think it's great getting to know all the other people in the Web3 space.
Yeah, that definitely. Yeah, that's why I'm also doing that. Yeah, again, so thank you so much, Matt. So yeah, do you want to introduce yourself first before we start the question? So who are you? What are you doing? Tell me everything, bro.
Yeah, my name is Matt. I'm from the Bois Discord. It's also a website and a social media platform, the whole 9 yards. We do stock, crypto, education, as well as alerts. We also do NFTs as well. More so on the education front as far as NFT goes, not so much on the alpha front. Because we definitely believe in education first before putting your hard-earned money into markets in general. But we definitely focus when it comes to stocks and crypto around education and risk management. A lot of people like to just go guns blazing into the stock market or the crypto market without really understanding the psychology behind it. And our goal is to try to kind of help limit people's losses.
Yeah, exactly. Like what's risk management when I'm a degen, right?
Right.
Yeah. That's great, man. Okay, so like first question to start the show, like how was 2022 for you, and what's gonna be your focus for 2023?
Yeah, I know 2022 for me, honestly, the main focus was content creation because my main job over at PB Stock Alerts is to not only do the education but also to create content and just get the word out there, via social media platforms. So my main goal for 2022, because 2021 was building out the educational programs, getting that all set up. 2022 was more so about bringing the awareness. So just like for me, it was actually just learning about content creation. I used to spend days and days and days just watching YouTube videos about stocks and how to educate people on that. Now I'm actually just spending days and days and days just learning about how to create content and market and just get your name out there in a positive way.
That's cool, man. Okay, so you said like you started like two years ago, right?
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 years ago actually. A little bit under 3 years ago now.
Okay, how long did it take you to like monetize and like live out of your content?
Well, well, you see, I got a little lucky. I wasn't creating content up until I was told to, I guess. So like I wasn't like I worked for the company prior to being a content creator. So I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, I want to be a content creator, and they start making a podcast or doing Twitter Space or whatever, so that they can eventually get hired by a company or get branding or sponsorship. I was a little bit luckier in the sense that I was working for this company already, Bois Stock Alerts. I was just building out their education, just helping the new members there, and my job there was answering a lot of questions. So instead of having to type it out all the time, I figured, you know what? And one day I was like, I'm gonna make a video about this question I get all the time. That way I can just drop the link and like, hey, here's a quick like 2-minute video to answer your question rather than me typing the same thing over and over again. And then I realized like that works. So I just started doing it over and over. And I just made more and more videos. And then we kind of turned it into a syllabus, turned it into a university. And then from there, they're like, all right, you know how to make videos. You're comfortable on camera. Get on TikTok. I was like, no. And then they're like, yes. And so like, fine. And then I became a TikToker and
you're quite big on TikTok. Like you're kind of successuful. Like 50,000, almost 16,000 followers, right?
Yeah. No, I got lucky. Yeah, I got lucky where I had a really good editor when I first started out, who taught me a lot that I would have had to spend just years learning. And they taught me within a matter of a few days. And then now I edit all my own videos. But like luckily I had a team around me like to help me with the learning process, and that really helped.
That's cool. Okay, I need a mentor too, because like man, like editing, wow, that's something, right?
I'll be back in 2 seconds. That happens sometimes. Yeah. It's a new camera I just got, and it's like this EOS utility thing, and for some reason it turns off every so often. So that might happen.
That's all good.
But no, like having a mentor, that's definitely huge. Especially, I hate editing, especially with editing. Like, there's just so many things that I'm like, I can see this is what I want my video to look like, and it's like I don't know how to make it do that. So that's what editing's key when it comes to content creation, especially video content.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, man, like I've like seen like Tale and even like Clouds. I don't know if you follow them, but like great like dynamic videos, and I want to do that when I'm gonna grow up, man.
Yeah, no, Tale, he's phenomenal. I'm a huge fan of his work.
Yeah, that's cool. And do you know Clouds too?
I
Famous
don't believe I've been able to talk with him, but like with Tally and I have talked before. I know who I know of them though. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, man. Like great skill. And like it's really interesting because like again, like you, I want to do like educational creation, content creation, etc. And like I know there is like 2 categories between like entertainer and educational like verticals on YouTube and videos and stuff. So I was telling myself like, I'm gonna do educational, so I don't need to entertain, etc. Man, I have to do that. I have to be funny, etc. That's fundamentals, right?
No, it's true. Honestly, I thought the same thing at first. I'm like, I'm an educator. I'm gonna just do education content only. I'm not gonna worry about trying to go viral or this, that, what are the hashtags. And then I realized, like, if you want to make educational content, you need people to view it. Otherwise, what's I'm not gonna say what's the point of making content if you don't get views. But especially if you're trying to educate people, in order to do it, the best way about doing that is getting views. So I definitely had to learn a lot of the ins and outs of just like hashtags and different like your thumbnail and how that matters, and just all the different ins and outs of like the timing of posting and stuff. It's just a lot that goes on.
It's science.
No, it really is.
It's a science somewhere.
No, it's
that's
like
interesting.
Because I watch charts on stocks and crypto all the time, the technical analysis. But honestly, like learning how to read your analytics of a YouTube channel or your TikTok channel, that is kind of like reading a chart, and that's a huge skill set that people, I think, that content creators should learn how to do.
100%. Okay, so we went a bit like too far already because we are excited about that. Let me come back to who are you, like as a trader and again content creators. So when did you start like trading crypto and even investing crypto?
I want to say probably around 3 years ago. Honestly, is when I really started getting heavy into it. Like honestly, for me, I like a lot of people back then, I got into Dogecoin, back when it was like 0.002, and that was my first introduction into crypto. It was exciting. It's like, oh, making money, and then I realized, luckily I was at Penny Bois Stock Alerts at the time, so I actually was able to sell. I didn't get stuck on the big drop, but I watched a lot of people get stuck in the drop, and I realized, all right, crypto is interesting. There's definitely a lot that goes into it, and there's a lot of speculation and a lot of risk. So I definitely decided to start educating myself even further, and then, of course, other people in turn.
Okay, that's interesting because like I had like a couple of conversations with people around Twitter and even on the live about like the benefit of like crypto, like bonk and meme coins in general. And if you tell me like, like I went into crypto because of that, like my take is like, if you start with meme coins, there is a high chance that you're going to have like bad habits. And then you're gonna get wrecked, and then you never come back to it. But if you say, okay, so I went into a group of person and like I learned from them right away, and yeah, like basically I'm like smart enough and like the maturity to like understand that it probably not work all of that all the time anyway, and like you get like you can stay in the industry. Maybe that's beneficial, and maybe I'm wrong, but like yeah,
No,
that's definitely
I
interesting
agree.
angle.
I would not recommend anyone starting off to get into
Yeah.
meme coins. This is what happened to me, and it was what got me
Mm.
interested. But like then I realized like if I want to actually do this consistently, definitely like meme
Yeah.
coins is not the only way to do it. Especially if you're starting out and new to it. You know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, some of the like just learning the
Yes.
fundamentals behind it, just learning how crypto works, how a wallet works. You know, like what the different links you should and shouldn't click. That's what you should first start getting into before degenerating into all the meme coins.
That's interesting. Oh yeah, so maybe you are the edge case of like meme coins introduction to crypto, right?
Well, I got lucky. I have veteran crypto analysts of like 10, 15 years helping me along that journey. So like if I didn't have that, I would have probably hodled and lost a lot of money with Dogecoin.
That's definitely interesting. And like, what are your projects that you are interested in when you buy a crypto or even NFTs?
For crypto, I'm more so just trading. So I'm looking at the alerts that we have. I'm a huge advocate of humility when it comes to trading. So like I personally, I don't know as much as our people who've been doing this for 15, 20 years. So I follow what they do. I learn how to trade. That way I can base base their alerts, base my trades off of their alerts, and kind of base like what I do. Risk management, all that, and like have my own plan. But I definitely use their alerts as far as crypto goes. For NFTs, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really trading NFTs. I'm more so just using them as a way to honestly just to network. I see someone who I like and I like what they're doing. I'm not buying it to try to 10x my account or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen with most NFTs, to be completely honest with you. But I'm buying it to support the artists, support the people doing it, support just support people. The one project I really do like for the utility, honestly, is Crypto Mori's NFT. They're providing mental health care to their holders. So I'm a big advocate in projects that are trying to either do better or trying to help onboard, or just like I'm not interested in making a quick buck off of NFTs. I have stocks and crypto for that. I'm more so interested in helping the Web3 space in general, with these purchases and networking.
Okay. So that's an interesting approach. Like, do you hold any crypto at all, or do you have like an investor portfolio, or do you trade everything basically?
Right now I am more heavy on cash, so definitely more heavy on trading. With the way the market is, and just especially with crypto, the uncertainty. I'm not very heavy in my investment account, my long-term investment account. I'm more so just kind of in and out of the market.
Okay, I understand. Okay, so and your style of trading is more like swing trading, so like not like so you have like different times, not time zone, but like times.
Like time frames, or
time frames.
Yeah,
Exactly. Time frames of like work, like for the audience that are watching us, like you have different time frame. You can trade on like second, minutes, intraday. So like you have to close your position in the same day. Swing trading is like a couple of days to like maximum a week, right? And medium and long term position. So yeah, what's your style?
I do a little bit of everything, honestly. I like to day trade, which is like, in and out. I even do some scalping or momentum trading, which is like literally just like one or two candles. Like, you're in and out within a matter of less than a minute or a minute, 2 minutes. Day trading, of course, is just, the full day. I also do swing trading for, like I said, less so now because I'm more so into the short-term trading, just because of the way the market is and the swings. But yeah, like the swing trading, I'll do like, anywhere between 2 days to like 3 months, which are just more so like the plays I see might have gotten beaten down a little bit, and might have overreaction that I'm trying to play. The emotions, the emotions bring the stock down, but the fair value is up here. So I try to play that recovery back up when it comes to swing trading.
That's great. So you're doing everything. That's in terms of risk management. That's definitely interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's all about protecting your capital.
Yeah, exactly. Like we need to talk about that, because like again, like when I was explaining like my mindset, like right now with like my holding in Decod, like Blocksmith and like ABC, etc. Like to grow it's to grow the account, and I will reach like the protecting capital aspect of trading and NFT and investment in a couple of months. But that's key fundamentals to to understand and wrap your head around about like where you are right now. And that's not because you have seen like one TikTok guys with like 2 million followers that tell you to buy Bitcoin right now, that you have the same tools and objective that guy, right? Like it's fascinating.
No, I mean it's very easy to get caught up in the TikTokers and the crypto influencers. There's a lot of influencers out there who are pumping different coins or projects and telling you buy now because they see it going 100x. If anyone ever tells me like 100x or whatever, I'm like, okay, yeah,
yeah. I promise you performances if you buy my NFT,
right? right.
And hi Ryan and everyone from chat. Like, yeah, if you have any comments, like, and if it's nice, like a comment, we will like display and react on it. So yeah, Ryan, like, he's telling, I find it hard to get emotionally attached to the NFT versus like pure crypto coins. Like that, this is like the huge difference between NFTs and crypto. Again, you're not going to put your Bitcoin as a PFP on Twitter, but I'm my Decod on Twitter since like 2 years. And that's part of my identity, right? So how do you manage that as a trader, like to, again, like not get emotionally attached to the NFT versus like the other coins?
Yeah, I mean, Ryan is 100% right, especially, with the stocks and crypto. Like you said, you're not making your PFP. You're not part of this, let's say you're like XRP army or whatever. You're not part of this huge community. So, it's not really as big of a deal if you do sell, you're making money. Whereas if you sell your NFT, you're losing your PFP, you're losing out in the community unless you have more than one. And so honestly, for me, my big thing that I do is I have a plan before getting into the trade. So if I'm going to buy NFT, I'm going to say, all right, this is the NFT, this is the price I'm buying it at. Now, my plan is I'm buying this to either, hold long-term because I like the people and I don't care. In that case, I'm going by my plan by holding it long-term. I'm not getting emotionally attached to it. I'm just following my plan. Or if my plan is, hey, I'm going to sell once it 2x's or goes down to X amount, because I want to make sure that I, limit my losses, then I'll, make sure I follow that plan. And if I don't follow that plan, that's me trading emotionally. And so like having a plan, I think is the biggest way to combat your emotions.
Yeah, like again, like how we were discussing like that quickly before, but like I went into trading like because I wanted to understand like technical analysis and the mindset of traders. So I started like to follow like traders like you to see how multiple people are thinking about trading and like not comparing their methods, but like to understand like different point of view of trading. That's why I understand like scalping, long term, etc., like swing trading, etc. And like the plan, like when you enter your position, you have your entry price and then you have your stop loss and your target price. How do you know that your plan is not working, or when do you reassess it? If you tell that, if you're telling yourself that question, are you following your plan? Like, how do you manage that?
Yeah, so the big thing that I'm a big advocate of not just like Ryan Howard in the chat says everyone has a plan until they are punched in the face, and that happens a lot in trading. It's happened to me multiple times where like I had this plan, then all of a sudden like something huge happened in the market, and either the stock dropped past my stop limit didn't, or my stop loss didn't fill, whatever it may be. Things do happen, and honestly, like what I do is I go and I note take after all my trades. So I go to the drawing board. I'm like, hey, this is what happened. This is why the plan didn't work out. And then so I'll do that for all my trades, and I won't wait until I'll wait until the plan matures a little bit to make sure it actually does or doesn't work. Like I'm not going to have 2 trades that don't work out and be like, oh, this plan is garbage, and throw it out the window. For all I know, the next 8 trades will work out, and that's an 80% win rate, which is not a bad plan. So for me, it's all about note taking. If you take notes on your entries, on your exits, after the fact, on your emotions, I have a whole section in my note taking area where like, hey, I was feeling this way when I bought, when I sold the stock, like or the crypto or asset or whatever. I was tired, like I was feeling emotional, so I panic sold, and instead of like going by my plan, I let my emotions take over. Well, maybe me being tired was a reason. Maybe me being hungry was a reason. Maybe like something happened in my family, and I was feeling off because of that, and I made a rash decision. Being able to see, oh, I make bad decisions when XYZ happens is huge. It's statistics. It's like baseball, football. There's a reason why they have statistics in all these sports, is to see, it's using the past, kind of like charting, using the past to then help determine how to, shape your future. So yeah, definitely note taking is a huge way to help as far as that goes.
That's great. And that's why I like with trading, it's like before it's financial gain and loss and numbers, it's human mind and like almost philosophy, like and mindset. That is like most important stuff to understand and wrap your hand around. Again, you can learn technical analysis like in an afternoon. Basically, you learn all of the pattern, and there you are a trader, right? And then you can press the buy and sell button like 10 times in a day. But if you don't have the right mindset, you're fucked, and that's gonna take years.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's trading like what they say in the I don't know about the crypto and the NFT market, but stock traders, a lot of them say, trading psychology. I'm sorry, trading is 80% trading psychology. But yet, meanwhile, traders hear that and they're like, "Oh, that's a cool little saying," but then they don't spend 80% of their time learning about the psychology. It's like, well, like if you're gonna listen to all these, big, all the big, phrases and whatever, you got to live by them too.
Exactly.
I'm a huge advocate in trading psychology.
Don't just read the Instagram quote, like you have to understand them basically.
right. Or just realize that there's a lot of quotes out there that's garbage. So also realizing how to filter out the noise is very important, because and not even garbage. There's a lot of people who are saying the right things, but they might be contradicting each other because they're just two different traders. So it's really important to know who you're listening to and keep that constant as well, so you don't get yourself confused.
100%. Okay, what would be the best way for beginners to learn trading?
Oh, definitely starting off small and educating yourself. I know a lot of people throw their life savings into the market because, they see some crypto guy who 10x their account and said it was easy, or they see some guy in the stock trading world tell you, hey, you buy at 30 RSI and sell at 70 RSI, you're going to be a millionaire. This is not the case. Things happen in the market, like you said, so honestly, the best way I think is education, definitely focusing on just educating yourself. We have in Penny Bois University, we have I think it's over 50 free classes now, like for free, because we don't think you have to pay in order to educate yourself on the basics of trading. We also, we do the premium area where we have the premium education, like the secret sauce and all the alerts and all that. But no, definitely education is key, and starting off small. Paper trade if you're in the stock market.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that, because like everyone says, your first month or so, first 3 months, first year, maybe you're paying your tuition, meaning you're learning, and so you're taking these losses. Well, it's a lot easier to have your tuition be $100 loss as opposed to a $10,000 loss. I see a lot of people like learning with their life savings, and they lose a lot of money, and then it's hard to come back from from a huge loss than it is to come back from a small loss.
Yeah, and like about paper trading, so like for the audience that's not familiar with it, paper trading is like you trading and you take your position in a fake account, like with not your real money. But like, what do you think about the aspect of like the mindset of it, where like it's fake money, so you're going to leverage 500, and like you can always restock your paper trading account, right? So you have to be mature enough and understand enough, like it could be your money anyway, or like like it's better to have like if you have 1,000 to invest, start with $100 and burn it, and then you go and burn your 1,000 in multiple times.
No, that's a good point, though, because a lot of people go on paper trading, and on a Webull, for instance, when you open your paper trading account, it starts you off like $1 million account. And unless you have $1 million to trade with, you're not going to be trading the same with $1 million account, psychology-wise, as you would with whatever your account will be. So I definitely recommend, if you are going to paper trade, let's just say once you're done paper trade, you might be trading with $1,000. Well, paper trade with $1,000, you can see what your psychology is actually like with trading with the money you're going to trade with, not with $1 million and leveraging 5,000. Because like no one's going to actually do that in real life unless you have $1 million to trade with.
Now that makes sense. So like again, like I was thinking, even like in crypto, like I was telling my friend, like learn how to manage like $500 of NFTs and crypto and buy a ledger, because if your account gets like to 10,000 or 100K, you will never know what to do, because you fucked up your management with $100 of worth of crypto, right? And it's exactly the same thing with like trading.
No, 100%. No, I agree. But even like crypto, stocks, NFTs, it's definitely all the same thing. I definitely would start off small. And honestly, even with with NFTs, like you said, or even crypto, you said to get a ledger. I think that's a great first investment. Before even putting $500 into Bitcoin or Ethereum, put I don't know, it's like $70, $100 now to buy a ledger. That's a great first investment. Is that because that's how you protect yourself? You could buy a Shield Folio notebook. It's a stone book. You can put your crypto phrases in, your seed phrases. Security is important, and so definitely invest in security, and then invest your money, because you don't want to put your money into the market and then not have a way to protect it because you spent all your money trying to trade. you know.
Yeah, exactly. Again, it's a mindset game. That's why I like this market and stuff. It's so cool. See, look, you're gonna have a new students.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. A shout out to hopefully new student Ryan Howarth. Like we said, we have a whole free area, so like you don't have to be, you can take your time. We want people to see what we're all about before actually going into the premium section. And shout out to Aristo, Rock, and Caitlin. Looks like they're from the PB Discord as well.
That's nice, man. Like, yeah, we have an active chat today. That's cool.
Yeah.
Security. Yeah, so so Ryan, he's a longtime friend on that I met with my previous project or Westlanders on. I met with Jazz too at the same time, and we teach each other. Like we introduce multiple best practices between each other, and now we are working all together on Decod3rs. So yeah, great guys, and yeah, I'm happy they are in the ecosystem right now.
That's awesome. No, I love collabing with people who are trying to, like, honestly, if the goal is to, because people always ask, like, what is your project doing, or what are you doing as a trader, or what are you doing as a content creator? I always ask people, why are you doing? Why did you create a project? Why? Like, what's your goal as far as your why goes? And I can see with you, your why is helping people, and that's why those are the kind of projects I invest in. If their why is genuinely trying to help people, I'm on board. And I can see that's what you're doing here with with this channel and with the education. I can see your member, the people who are following you are always saying, like, thank you for the education. So I think it's awesome what you're doing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And yeah, I can return you the compliment. I have to join your university though. I still need to check that, get on board, check like your free and paid content. But like, yeah, man, what we are sharing like on Twitter and even on TikTok, etc. That's pretty like good quality content. That's why I wanted to have you on the show.
Thank you. Yeah. It took a while. My first video was not like that. Like the quality has like those who are watching from Penny Boys and who were there back 3 years ago. You remember my first few videos were not the same. So it's definitely a process.
Yeah, man. Like that's my daily life right now. I completely understand you. Like again, like the first introduction that the public video on like the Decod3rs channel is kind of boring, like have a low tone, etc. And that's kind of hard because I don't know about you, but that like being out there on YouTube doesn't really match my personality. I like to be at home and like leave me alone, please. If you told me like 2-3 years ago that I would be on YouTube, I would tell you to fuck off. Like,
I would never expect it to be a content creator in a million years. No way. But I love it.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah, man, it's so cool. Like turning on the camera and like turning on the live, like getting like the adrenaline, etc. Like the excitement, like wanted to give like something good quality out there. That's something.
And honestly, it's just like the potential that content creation has as far as the reach goes, because like, in real life, like my job prior to this, I was helping people, but it was only, the people who I was around I could help. I couldn't, like, my reach wasn't that far because it was a physical environment. Here, we're on camera, I've had videos, TikToks go to 1 million views, where that's 1 million people now in like that you've reached. And that's why I think that content creation is so huge for, for projects, businesses, and just people in general who have something to say.
Yeah. That's exactly like the thesis for Decod3rs. Like right now we are in a bear market. If we can build for the next 2-3 years and like set up like the whole ecosystem for the next bear market, like we will have like a bull market. We will have like a content creators organization, etc. Like to become ambassadors to project. That's gonna be huge. That's gonna be interesting for sure. And like, what's your best piece like of content that you put out there? Like, what's your best video, or even like the most views? And is that your favorite video?
The most views was a TikTok. I got like 1.4 million, I believe. I have a few that are all around like that 1.4, 1.3 million. But those are back when I was doing different type of content, MetaMat TV content, which was honestly, that was just for fun for me to practice content creation. It went really well, actually. I did it for like 3 months and got a lot of good videos as far as that goes. But for me, I was just talking about trending news. I think like one of them was about the Brittany Griner trial. Another one was about I think like the Logan Paul and Andrew Tate beef and something like that. Yeah, so like random stuff like that. My favorite video that I made are definitely the educational courses that we do. This is just awesome seeing people go through the courses, take the test, and just hearing some of the feedback afterwards, and even the bad feedback. I love bad feedback because I'm not perfect. I've been doing this for 3 years. I'm not like a veteran in the content creation space or whatever. I don't think anyone really is, except for like the Logan Pauls and the Nelk Boys and stuff like that. But like, I always have something to learn, when it comes to how I teach, what I'm teaching, what we could be teaching, what we could be doing better. So yeah, constructive criticism is my favorite thing.
Yeah, 100%. And like, okay, so again, like we already mentioned that, but like the balance between entertainment and education, like I understand like people want to have fun when they swapping on TikTok and scrolling on TikTok, but you want to offer educational content. So how do you balance like this entertainment part in your educational videos? Because man, that I can help. I can get some help with your answer.
Honestly, that's like, so that really depends on what type of, like, if I have a lot of content that's strictly just made for the Penny Boys people. So like that content I'm not too worried about, but yeah, like when it comes to educational content that's going on TikTok or going on YouTube, that, the goal is to get new people's eyes.
Yes.
Honestly, a lot of it's just trying to get a really nice hook on it, and honestly, just like the editing, making sure there's not a lot of breaks in between. Like, like I take out all the likes for those kind of videos, or any pauses, awkward pauses. If I have a podcast, like if I have another person on, I want to make them look as good as possible, so they retweet it. So I take any of their or anything that they said that might, like if they stumbled over a word, I want to make them look as good as possible, so they retweet it, get more views, get more eyes. But definitely the hook is really important for me, and also just editing, and a lot of people just don't take the time to really edit their videos, especially the education ones, and people have short attention spans, so you need to really be visually out there in order to keep people's attention. So definitely those are two of the main things that I do.
Yeah, it's like a craft to master, like 100%. And like, how do you find like the content, the difference between like the content that you want to push out there and the content that it will go viral or like do better, even if like it's not what you want to push, or like
well, I typically don't make content unless it like really interests me. Like I'm not gonna go ahead and make a piece of content about something that I'm not passionate about, or anything like that. So like I personally don't really have to worry too much about that. I enjoy every single piece of content I make. Just because I'm talking about stock. I usually it's to help people, or in the MetaMat TV thing was just to entertain people. So I felt like I was doing that. So I was happy doing it.
That's great. And again, like, okay, I'm doing this podcast for me. I'm asking all of your questions.
No, this is great. No, there are a lot of people. I know there are a lot of content creators.
Yeah, exactly.
In every space, so that's
exactly. Like, hopefully, there is like content creators that can ask for advice, or take some advice out of that podcast. That's what we are doing it to it. Do you surf on the trends, or like is there like, okay, obviously it will push your video better, right? But do you track it too and focus on those to make videos and try to adapt what you want to push to current trends on, again, TikTok or YouTube, even more on TikTok, I can imagine?
Yeah, honestly, like I know a lot of people, they have something happen. So like one of their videos will go viral, and then they'll literally just try to they'll like pivot their whole strategy and just only try to do like those types of videos because it went viral once. I personally don't think that really works too much. I think that like sometimes videos just go viral because you just post at the right time and got the right comments. Like I've had videos where I posted on YouTube Shorts, got like 4 views, and I'll just like, I'm gonna delete it and repost it, and it'll get like 3,000 views, and it's the same exact piece of content. So like I'm a big believer that a lot of it's just luck when it comes to viral videos. Unless you have a big account. So I don't personally, like if I post a viral video or whatever, like I'm just gonna continue doing what I'm doing and just try to post quality content that I think people like, honestly, because I'm a consumer myself. So I like my main goal is to post quality content, and content that I would think that like I would enjoy watching, and that I think that other people would also enjoy watching, and it wouldn't be confusing to them. Like I don't want to be too nichey, like talking about stuff that only makes sense, in my head. So I try to be very general as well. I think that's also a big help.
Yeah, that's great. And I think, like the key is like to want to consume your own content, right? Like, again, like for me, like the goal of this podcast and like the videos I produce is to talk to myself, but like 2-3 years ago. So like I get myself the keys to like, arrive where I am right now. and hopefully it will connect with other people. But like by doing that, yeah, you can connect more with your audience, and hopefully that will work at some point. You're just one video away from the million subscribers, right?
No, I mean, that's honestly, that's really what it is. Like my first 1 million video came out of nowhere. You know, I was posting on TikTok consistently. Consistency is a big thing, honestly, especially with TikTok. I was posting my 3 days, you know, around like 6 to 8 p.m. is when I would post them. And yeah, I was getting like 3,000, 5,000, 7,000 views. And then all of a sudden one day it was just like, boom, here's a 1.3 million. And then after that, here's a 500,000. And then like once you get like that one, and I just kept making the same content I was making. But once you get that one, like, you know, you get more traction. And I guess to the TikTok gods or the algo, whatever, I realized like, oh, this guy's putting out content people comment and like on, and, you know, keeps them watching. So you know, I'm going to continue pushing their content. That's the big thing, is you want content that people are going to watch to the end. Are going to comment on, and are going to, you know, are going to like, or ideally just comment and watch the end, because TikTok, the algo, you know, I know it's a bot, but the TikTok's goal, the bot's goal is to keep people on TikTok. So if your videos are keeping people on TikTok, well, then you're going to get pushed.
Yeah, it's like the session time, right? Like they want you to increase like the session time of each user. So if your video allows the user to like scroll again and again and again, and like spend the next 4 hours, and in these 4 hours you have like 10 of your videos, that's good content that they want to promote, right? And same thing for the watch time on YouTube, where like you want to end the video and then and then end the video.
Sorry about that. I gotta figure out how to fix it. I'm so bad at technology, to be honest with you.
That's all good. Yeah, so they want like for you to watch the video, and then it's gonna like push you to watch the next one, etc., etc., and then you spend like 2 hours on YouTube short, or even YouTube like long format video, and because they get your attention and they can sell you more ads.
Yeah, I mean, with YouTube, a big thing to look at is click-through retention, to see how many people are clicking your YouTube based off of your thumbnail. And if you have a low one, you know, maybe change the thumbnail. And because I know Mr. Beast, he talks about this all the time. You know, he posts a video and they'll put it with one thumbnail, and they'll look, the click-through retention is not very good. They'll post another thumbnail and another one, the same video, and then until they find one that really works. And then like he said that he's had the same video, just with it, he's put on a new thumbnail, and again they got like 4 million views out of nowhere, as opposed to just like the 1 million that it normally generated. So it's really about reading what what the algo means. Like click-through retention equals like, oh, if I have a bad one, maybe it's my my thumbnail, and then average, you know, the watch, like like you're saying, the watch through retention, that might have to do with the way that you're formatting your video and the flow, and, you know, keeping people interested.
That's fascinating, because again, it's psychology. Like, what makes this thumbnail works better? Is that because I put a red circle on it, or is it because like the characters, it's centered instead of the right? It's nice. It's cool. Like I read like Mr. Beast spent like $10,000 on each thumbnail or something. Like, it's madness.
Well, he spent like 10,000 hours, I think it was, like just researching. Like they would before he got big, you know, him and his team would just spend hours upon hours just doing different research on different thumbnails that work, different titles that work. Like, it's not just as easy as just, you know, getting the camera and just posting a video and then going viral. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. Just like with anything that's, you know, that's good. You know, good things take work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like trading, right? Like you don't become a millionaire out of like one trade.
Right.
Do you have balance between like again, work-life balance, and like how do you protect yourself from burnout?
That's a really good one, especially you know, content creators and traders, especially, and also just with Web3, especially. That's like that's like they said, it's like double whammy of a question. I like it, but with content creation, that's a really good question. I personally haven't had to deal too much with burnout. I genuinely just like it. I can talk forever. I used to work in hospitality. My old job prior to this, I was on a microphone in front of like 200 people, like for, you know, the whole day, like 7 days a week. So like, or 5 days a week. So I'm very much comfortable with doing this kind of stuff. I know a lot of people, the burnout just comes from, just the nerves, you know, the anxiety to be on camera all the time. And I'm just lucky that I'm with the company. I don't have to worry about, coming up with the next viral thing every 2 days in order to stay relevant, or in order to, you know, keep the money flowing. You know, I luckily am a full-time content creator in the sense that it's not off of brand deals or sponsorships is from a company. So I get a paycheck, the same paycheck every week or whatever. So that's honestly that's a big one for me is being able to find the type of content creation that you can do that you can maintain full time. Because I knew like if I tried to just do it on my own, I would have known after a month or two that this is not something I can keep up, and trying to stay viral, trying to stay relevant, trying to network with all the Web3 people, because oh my gosh, going in these Twitter spaces, it's like it's easy to get burnt out. That's the one part that I do get burnt out, honestly, is the Twitter spaces and trying to keep up to date with everyone and all the different influencers and who to network with and who's doing this and who's talking about what, and like there's like 15 spaces going on each day, and there's like new information like, and if you're not like in tune with that, then you're yesterday's news. And so that I definitely agree. I think that honestly Chat GPT is a great way to help with that. You can go onto a YouTube and just get get the subtitles and then put it into Chat GPT. Hey, can you turn this this 2-hour video into just like a quick summary for me, and then now kind of like what the video was about or whatever. So I honestly I'm using AI a lot now just to for productivity's sake, to help with time, because time is money.
Yeah, that's great.
I guess really quick, the short answer to that is to Ryan is time management.
That's great. And like, you did like a podcast about ChatGPT, right? Like this week or yesterday?
Yesterday I was on the Crego Crypto podcast.
Yes, exactly. Crego.
That was one of the topics was open AI, and it's everyone like now, like because I know Web3 everyone knows about it, like everyone in Web3 is early to those kind of trends, but like I go to the bar, like the real in the Web2 world or whatever, no one knows anything about this. So it's just so interesting, all these new stuff coming, and I think Web3 really does help us just as creators just keep on top of all this stuff.
Yeah, and like on my side, like I started like to put like my script and even my title, like to generate like new title, like based on also on your suggestion too, right, from yesterday. I tried it like last night. Man, that was cool. That was the next experiment. I still need to work on my input and stuff, but like, and I haven't saw a news for BuzzFeed. I think they want to move from creators, like writers, to use GPT at scale.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, no, I love using I love using the Chat GPT, like because I'm not very funny usually. So like if I want to make a script, like I'll write out my education script. I'm like, I got to make this funny because I want people to like to want to watch the whole thing. So I'll just put it into Chat GPT. Hey, can you like redo this, but like make it funny? Put a comedic twist. Put some real life examples that are funny. So I love that.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. Like, say that AI transcript to summarize transcript, that's the goal, man. Like, turn that 8-minute videos of and like nonsense to a 5-minute banger.
Right. I mean, no, it's not going to replace AI. Is not going to replace.
Yeah, it's a tool.
It's a tool. It's a tool to use. 100%. Yeah.
And the next couple of years will be interesting to see. Like, even if you can see, like, if you can detect like a script or even a video that have been made with the help of ChatGPT or any other tools, that's going to be interesting, like to see if that trend is going to be and stay long term, or if it's just like a fate that's going to last 1 month. But I don't think so.
I don't think Microsoft had a huge partner deal with them. Like I don't see this going away anytime soon. They have premium now for like $42 a month or something like that. And I honestly, like, I would not be surprised if like in a year or 2 years, like this is just a start. And we already seen Elon Musk, with his robots. They have the self-driving trucks and all that. I wouldn't be surprised if I forget who the philosopher was. Someone had made a really like their quote is that one day giants will walk amongst us, and I do believe that that's going to be soon, and those giants are going to be robots and these AI. Obviously not like robots in the sense of like Terminator or whatever, but like it's going to be an interesting few years, is what I think.
Yeah, no, 100%. Maybe you're gonna have like students that they're gonna trick you and they're gonna be AI, and you're gonna teach AI how to trade.
That would be something. I know there are AI bots out there and copy and all that, so who knows?
And what's a profile of your students basically? Like who's come to your university?
Yeah, honestly, we try to be as accepting. We are as accepting as possible. Anyone. Obviously, we try. Like I think under 18, we do something with like the parents' signature. Like I know they have custodial accounts. Like we don't want to like get into legal implications. So obviously, under 18. There is some, I don't know exactly how it works, but there is something that we do as far as that goes. But other than that, we've had we've had traders from all different walks of life, people who have, who are struggling to make ends meet, who are just looking to, use stocks to buy their groceries and just make some extra income, to people who have, who are retired and looking to just like, turn their $500,000 into a couple $1 million. We've had single moms who, we had one single mom who, actually, I don't know if it was a single mom. I know it was a mom who was, who was trading while being a parent, and they turned, I think it was, I want to say $3,000 into 1.3 million options trading with us, with our alerts. So, like, we have people who all walks of life. We have people who are struggling to to find a place to live, and then we also help people. We want to help people. Like, stock trading is one way that we do it. But our CEO owns a nonprofit, Never Alone Recovery, helping people with addiction. We have a military channel in our Discord for people to support each other who are either struggling or just want to talk to other people in the military. And even like I said, people who were struggling to make ends meet or find a place to live. We went out and we called, like, I think he was a university student, so we found the university and we found a place for them to stay. And so that's honestly our profile is people who want to be helped and who need help and who want to do better. But it doesn't matter if you are, working, if you are, working 9 to 5, working graveyard shift, you have 10 kids, 2 kids, no kids, whatever, anything, $10 in your account to $1 million in your account. Like, no, we're here for everybody.
That's pretty cool. And how do you manage like people who actually lose money? While trading?
Yeah,
do they come back?
That happens all the time. Because the stock market, it's not like a get rich quick or like a guaranteed way of making money. Otherwise, everyone would be doing it. So people do lose money like all the time, even on our alerts. Like, because our alerts are our shot callers know what they're doing, but it's there's also things that happen in the market, and so knowing how to trade on your own, how to kind of use these alerts as like a screener. That's kind of our goal. My goal, at least from the educational standpoint, is to teach people how to trade on their own so that they can use their education and their intelligence when it comes to their trading intelligence to their advantage when it comes to the shot callers alerts. Because we don't want anyone to be just playing follow the leader without knowing why they're doing it. Because that just doesn't usually end well for anybody. So when people lose money, we try to help them. We try to see, why, because I lost money before a lot of times trading. I blew up my account plenty of times. And so it's about realizing, all right, why did this happen? And we go through this process with our members. Why did this happen? What do we do to make this happen? What can we do differently next time? And then how can we make sure that actually happens? How do we hold ourselves accountable to make sure that we don't just go right back into, and because it's easy once you lose a lot of money to go back into that YOLO mentality to try to make it all back. So it's really about why did this happen? What can we do to make it better, and how can we hold ourselves accountable? And that's kind of what we do when people come to us.
Okay. So you have like back analysis, like of what happened, etc., and try to learn from it. That's interesting.
Yeah, backtracking or back trading or whatever you call it.
Yeah, and don't revenge trade kids. That's not good.
Right.
Yeah. And so let's say I want to try trading. What is that gonna take me to become a full-time trader in the next week?
Well, that's not, no one's going to be a full-time trader in a way. Here's the deal. The what you do is you have a job where you make, $200,000, $300,000, $500,000, in salary. And then you could be a full-time trader, if you're retired. But like, other than that, like if you want to be a full-time trader off of your profits, oh boy, that's going to take a lot more than a week, honestly, especially if you're brand new to trading. It could take, some people aren't even profitable after their first 3 years. And if you think about it, people go to school for 4 years to learn how to have their job that makes them money. So it's not unheard of for people to spend 4 years learning how to trade before, making that their full-time job, if that's their goal. I also don't recommend having that as a goal unless you have a lot of money, because it is hard. It is hard to, it's hard to be consistent. It's like real estate. Some years are good, some years are bad. The market is very volatile, just like the real estate market. I recommend having a lot of full-time trade. I don't think there are actually such thing as just full-time trading. Warren Buffett, like anyone who's trading, they have either an educational program, they're teaching as well, or they're selling XYZ. They have a small business. A lot of people who are doing this are also doing something else on the side using trading, typically, but to generate an income that is consistent, because it is hard to be a full-time trader, just full-time. And I want to stress that to our members. If your goal is to get rich quick and never work a day in your life again, it's going to take a lot of education and a lot of time, and typically a side hustle.
Yeah, exactly. And like that's it's kind of a parallel between like the content creator journey and a trader, right? Like I'm not even sure like a risk that 6 months is enough like to become full-time trader or at least learn maybe profitable, but yeah, maybe
Yeah,
2 or 3 years like you said.
yeah, they were saying that they've been trading for over 5 months and still in a loss, but still positive, and
Oh yeah,
that's a big thing, honestly. Because
that's my
I was losing my my
yes.
first 6 months trading, and had I given up and not went and educated myself and stayed positive about realizing like, hey, losses do happen. I'm learning. This is a learning process.
Mm.
I'm on a bike, learning how to ride a bike. I fall down. I'm not just going to give up. I'm gonna all right. Let me figure out how to how to continue to get back on the bike
Yeah.
and not fall down next time, or just be a little bit better next time, or a little bit better next trade. Like NFT gods is 1% better. It's just about being 1% better next trade, and it's being positive and staying in the game and keeping your capital by not risking it all in one trade.
Yeah, 100%. Sorry, Rhys, I misread your comments. But that's exactly the same journey between like traders and like content creators, right? Like, again, you want to launch your channel, you're gonna create your first video, you're gonna get 0 views, but you want to be monetized and make the next video is gonna be like, let me show you my mansion, my 10 million mansion house, and that's gonna be your second video. That's not gonna happen.
It's literally I see a
Yeah.
humongous correlation between trading and content creating as far as psychology, because it's the same exact deal. You see these Logan Pauls or these content creators like showing off their $1 million and showing off their Bugattis and all that kind of stuff, and then you're just like, they're doing this just by being a full-time content creator. I want to do that too. They just go on TikTok and make a few videos. That's easy. And they see these traders do the same thing, with their big cars, fancy cars, whatever. And it's like, oh, they made all that trading. I can do that too easily. And that's not the case at all. It's not easy. It really isn't.
Yeah, it's like like being wanted to be an actor, and then you have Hollywood, and you have like all of the no man's land of like the 90% of people that like have hard time just to live out of their acting job. YouTube, I think like the entry point is a bit like lower because like everyone can start at least, and then you can see what stick, etc. Same thing for like trading crypto. Like, obviously, because thanks to internet and NFTs and like all of these sector activities, even like something different that like the entry level is way lower than becoming like an actor. But the journey is the same. I mean, like at the end of the day, like everything.
Yeah, and it's not just NFT projects. The end. You made a good point. The entry level for content creation, for creating an NFT project, especially during that bull run, and for trading is very low. For trading, it used to be where you had to get a broker and pay $5 per trade in order for them to make the trade happen. Now you go on Webull, and all you gotta do is click a few buttons, and you can start trading with your life savings. It's so the entry level to lose money is very, very, very low, especially, and also with podcasts. I know so many people who create a podcast, quit their job because they saw some podcasts are making money, and then 6 months later they had to go back to their job because the podcast didn't work out, because most, it's hard to monetize a podcast and become a full-time podcaster after a month or two going from 0 subscribers. This is like, people think they can do that. Same deal with trading. They think they can go from 0 to to 1 million without the education. And NFT projects too. That's why so many NFT projects have failed, is because it's anyone and their mother, sitting in their grandma's basement can create an NFT project. It's really not that hard, especially during that bull market. But no, I know a lot of content creators who during the bull market, were like, oh, I'm going to be a full-time NFT content creator. I'm going to do this full-time. Here's some of my tips and tricks. Watch me, look. And then now, the bear market's here. It's like real estate. It's ups and downs. And now they're working at Walmart as well, or, doing, getting a part-time job at McDonald's or whatever it may be,
Yeah. It's like real estate, except you lost like 90% of your valuation on your portfolio. So
right. That's great.
And a question from Jazz, like you need to learn how to manage stress, and like again, like as soon as you have a good trade, then you're gonna feel, okay, I'm the fucking wolf of Wall Street, let's go. And then you get wrecked on the next one because you leverage the same way. The market, like you have FTX, and then you leverage everything down, and you were like long on Bitcoin, you're fucked. You're back to zero, right? So like how do you manage the stress of like entering a position? And I guess it's gonna be because of the plan, but even also like the time frame is different. Like the longer the time frame is, the less stress you can have because you know you have your plan on multiple weeks/months, right? So when you do scalping, etc., like is the plan protecting you from the stress that will be induced, or like you just take it and it's also part of the job?
A lot of it, honestly, because I have a plan, I know that I need to not let in order for the plan to work, or, in order for me to see if it works, I need to follow the plan. In order for that to happen, I need to not take away my emotions, obviously, because we all have emotions, but I have to manage my emotions. So honestly, for me, it's just I just keep telling myself that, like, if I'm like in a day trade and something's happening, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should do this or maybe I should do that, like against my plan, I just tell myself, nope, I'm going to go with the plan. I got into this trade for a reason, and I'm going to see it out the way that I want to, the way that I planned on doing it. And that way I can take notes and see, why this entry, or why this setup for me did or didn't work. And I can't do that if I don't follow the plan. So it's mostly just just telling myself over and over and over again, this is the only way to make sure that I know if I'm a good or bad trader, and if I know if what I'm doing is good or bad, or, if it's working or not good or bad, but working or not working.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like, again, that's fascinating topic. Again, it's mindset, right? Okay, another question, like a remark from Jazz, like basically what he's saying is like, okay, my biggest gain is just holding instead of trading. Like, what's your take on that? Like, is that easier to invest in something, or like more profitable to get in out? Like that's what you're doing, right? Basically.
Yeah.
Or is it just different profile? Or you can do both with like half of your portfolio you invest, and like the other half, like you basically get in and out and you grow your capital like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, going off of their comment, like, for me too, I lost a lot in the beginning days, and like when I have a new trader come to me, like, oh, I just had a big, like, my first big loss, like, what do I do? I'm like, I don't want to say good, but it's almost like, all right, it's good. You got through it. Like, you had your first big loss, you didn't quit. Now, what's the next step? Because that's how you grow as a trader. But off of the long-term investing versus short-term investing, that's really depends on what you as a trader, what your personal goal is, and that is determined off of your age. Some people who are younger might have more
That's
time
true.
to invest, whereas someone who's like 80 or 90, investing, they only have a few years or whatever to invest. So so it really depends on your age, what your schedule is looking like. Some people, who are, if you work like 10 hours a day, you probably can't day trade. So you might want to have your goal or your plan be based off, be a little bit more long term than just based off of just day trading. So it's really based off of your goals, as far as if you're going to be long term investing, short term investing, or a mix of both. I do a mix of both. Because I do have time to trade every so often, but I'm also very busy with the content creation. So I do day trading when I can, and then I'll do my long term investing. To not have to worry about, like for the stocks, I don't have to worry about. A lot of the times I'll put my profits from my day trading account into my long-term account, because the long-term accounts, like you said, typically speaking, I know recently, the S&P 500 was like down like 90% last year. So typically speaking, stocks always go up. That's what they always say. You invest in the S&P 500, you're guaranteed to see returns long-term. I know recently with COVID, there was a little bit of a hiccup, and with everything going on, it's a little bit different, but typically speaking, investing is more safe. You invest in your blue chips, is more safe. So you don't have to worry too much about the emotions unless COVID happens or something like that. But typically speaking, it is a safer investment, so it's easier to manage your emotions. So I like to put more, like I like to put my profits from my day trading account into my long-term account, my less emotional account, because especially with day trading, if I like, for instance, I double my account in a month day trading options, and so now I have my account is doubled, and I'm trading with the same mentality as someone. It's been a month, and now I'm trading with twice the account. So my emotions are now double, because I have double the amount of money on the line, but I only have 1 month's worth of experience between now and then. So what I should have done, I didn't. I actually ended up losing a lot of the money that I made, because I was trading with this bigger account, and I let it get to my head or whatever, and my emotions get to my head. But what I should have done was take some of that profits out and either put into my bank account, pay yourself, or put it into a long-term investment account.
Yeah, that again, learning, you pay your tuition, man.
You pay your tuition. No, 100%. I'm still paying. It's only been 3 years. Like I said, 4 years for college, 8 years for your master's degree. Like, I'm still learning. Like, I'm still paying my tuition every day, and I'm okay with it.
That's good, because again, so your students are learning with you, and you all learn all together based on the experience of each other. That's really interesting, man.
Right.
And okay, so man, like we are like almost like a 1 hour mark. As I speak, it's 1 hour. Like yeah, we're gonna keep like this format around like the hour. So like we can wrap it up. But man, we need to do an episode 2
Yeah,
because
no,
I have so many questions again to ask you. But like, I like to end up the show with like this one. Like, what's the question you wish people ask you but they never do?
Oh, what's the question that I wish I was at? I mean, honestly, I mean, a lot of the questions that you and the people in the chat were asking today were like a lot of the good ones, like the ones that are based off of trading psychology. Those are the questions who I personally enjoy like answering the most. Those are the questions I wish that new traders would ask before they ask me, like, how does the RSI work, or how do I make $1 million, or how do I get into XYZ? It's more so I like the questions where it's like, this is what happened to me. Why did this happen? Like, how can I get better from this trade, or how can I learn, from this trade, as opposed to how do I learn to trade, or how do I learn to make money? Is how do I learn from XYZ? I like those kind of questions where it's kind of based off the past almost, because that's what we learn. That's where we learn is from our past.
Yeah, 100%. Again, like like pressing the buy button, sell button is just like 1% of the job. You need to click on the mindset.
Yeah. It's easy to press that. Like I always say in our trading psychology classes that it's like walking around with like a loaded gun, having this mouse right here. All you do is click it, and you could lose your life savings. It's that easy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Man, like, do you have anything like to announce? Any like anything you want to say to the audience? Join the university, obviously. That's gonna be a great goal. But like, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, definitely. If you want to join the Penny Bois stock alerts, we have, like I said, we have the Discord. If you go to MetaMat Trades, you can find all the links to that. It's MetaMat Trades on TikTok or on Twitter. And we do, like I was saying before, stock and crypto education as well as NFT education. We do stock and crypto alerts as well. Over 50 free classes in the Discord. If you want to join premium, you go to pbalerts.com. You can use the code MetaMat30 at checkout. It's MetaMat30 at checkout for 30% off. But I hope to see y'all there.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm gonna join Ryan and probably just to your classes. That's gonna be nice. I'm gonna create myself like a trader's account.
Yeah, come live trade with us. We do live trading all the time
Nice.
too. Market open, so it'd be fun to have you on.
100%. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna see you on the server, man.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely be seeing. Yeah. I'll definitely love to do another one.
Nice.
I know we had other questions, so like I love doing podcasts. I can do this all day.
Chit chatting is fun, right?
Right. No, this is awesome. Like I said, I love what you're doing. Really quickly, do you just mind really quickly explaining what the Decod3rs is? I know we have some Penny Bois members in there, and rather than me try to explain, I'd rather have you.
No problem. Like, so basically, like what we are doing on this channel is like the decentralized channel and community owned one. So like for every video that we have on the channel, like there is a playlist like called raffles. That's the selected video that on the channel that we're gonna share the ownership with. But basically, we're gonna mint those thumbnails, and it's gonna create like ownership to one holders because we're gonna raffle them. And with like our PFP collection, you're gonna stack your PFP collection. You're gonna get views, so that's how you will get views token. So that's gonna be the way you're gonna buy ticket for the raffle. And by own the thumbnail of the videos, we are going to distribute 20% of the revenue for that specific video from ads, even like brand deals and affiliate marketing generated for that specific video. We're gonna distribute that to you, but also from the revenue of the channel is in entirety, we're gonna pull it 10% of the revenue into a stacking pool, and you're gonna stack the thumbnail, and you will get every month you're gonna receive a portion of the revenue of the channel. So basically, again, aligning content creation with like the financial incentive for the community, because you're watching it, you share the videos, we make more views because you help. So we can redistribute like a part of the revenue. And the end goal is, at the end of the day, to because I have a app.decod3rs.com application, when you can see right now like the KPIs of the channel. Basically, what I see on my dashboard, or YouTube dashboard, I put that publicly for everyone in the community. And the goal is to white label this application to other content creators. So we can also onboard you. And for example, for your own channel, Matt, you can share that with your community, choose the video that you want to share with the revenue with your community members. And now we grow like that all together with like 10, 20 content creators and build the whole Decoders ecosystem like that. That's the goal.
I love that. That is awesome.
Good pitch.
No, that's perfect. And honestly, I like that. I like that a lot because I know NFTs in general, it's all about, the community and like, they have their Twitter raids and all that. But this kind of makes it, this kind of like, you don't have to make your own NFT project in order to be, in order to do this. You can be a content creator and also have, I love that. And really quickly, sorry, just before we go off, I just want to just get a quick shout out. The active people in the chat: Riso Rock, Ryan Howarth, Caitlin Easterly, and JAS. If you guys want to, in the PB Discord, if you make a support ticket under giveaways, you all have won $50 credit to your PB account. This can be used for any of our premium services, merch. Down the line, we have some more fun stuff going as well. So we call them PB bucks. So y'all all won $50 in PB bucks. Just make a support ticket, tag myself in the Discord to claim your prizes. And this is a thank you for being a part of this stream.
Nice. Can I do it too?
Yeah, no, you know what? Actually, for you, I'll get you because I'll get you something even a little more special because obviously the podcast host we typically I was going to give you a free something free as what we typically do after
thank you so much.
Well, I love what you're doing, honestly. So
thank you so much. But and like also like the goal for like the live like that is also I'm gonna like. Means like the thumbnail of this live or even the recap of the live, and I want to share the profit for those live with you, basically.
Oh, awesome!
So I can promise you, like,
there we go again.
Again,
I'm back. Really quick, Caitlin, you too. I think I might have forgot your name, Caitlin Easterly as well.
Nice. Yeah,
but no, so that's pretty cool.
all covered.
So you guys also do it with the people who come on as well. That's really cool. That's like a good incentive for guests to come on.
Exactly. Yeah. I can't promise you 1 million views yet, but watch me, bro.
Yeah, JAS, I am using a Canon. If you know why that's happening, I would love to know because I just got this camera and it keeps doing this whenever I do lives. I'm like, I haven't done a lot of lives recently. I've been recording. So like if I'm recording myself doing like a script or whatever, I can just wait for it to come back. But yeah, I have no idea why. If anyone knows about technology and knows why my camera keeps doing that, I would love for you to DM me and help me out.
Could be a driver or something, but like an update of the software.
We have a technology guy. I'm so bad at technology. Like I know that's like I'm a content creator. I'm so bad at technology. Like it's terrible.
That's okay. We ask you to use the tech, right? Not to fix it, so it's fine.
Right, exactly. I just point the camera. I know how it works.
Exactly. Again, like man, thank you so much, Matt. And again, I've pitched my decoders, so it's all good. Man, we're gonna schedule like episode 2, maybe even on your channel. Like if you want, I can comment, so we can do an episode 2 on that. And like thank you so much. Thank you everyone in the comments, and I will see you on the Decoders Discord and on the MetaMat and Penny Boys Discord soon enough. Definitely. Thank you so much, everyone, and I will see you in the next live. Cheers, Matt.